Hi folks, it's your friendly neighborhood PhD, Dr. Judd Burton, bringing you the inaugural Beyond Report, and this will be your source of news for all things Burton Beyond, and I suppose for the time being the Institute of Biblical Anthropology as well. For those of you who've been following me via my work like Interview with the Giant, Peneus, the recent the Nephilim dossier, my dissertation, whatever articles and papers I've put up over the years, you'll be familiar with my work. But I'm primarily a historian and anthropologist. I deal with the history of religion, the early church, the Greco-Roman world, and most recently I've done work on prehistory as well. So let's get things rolling. First order of business, again, is this report, which I'm going to try and make a weekly thing, sometimes more than once a week, but typically at least once a week. At the top of the list also is a recap of the recent Sons of God, Giants of Old conference, which is in its 7th year. We had a really good showing, both in terms of the speakers and in terms of our attendance. We just get bigger every year, and it's likely that we'll have to find a bigger venue next year, but thanks to Pastor Dan Cressman, his wife Sam, and all the good folks at the Fellowship Church. At the top of the list for speakers, we had Joe Taylor of the Mount Blanco Fossil Museum, who gave us a report on Mothman sightings in the area. Derek Gilbert gave a presentation on the origins of the veneration of the dead, tying that in with the world of the Watchers and the Giants. Unfortunately, Sharon couldn't be with us this year, but we're hoping she'll be back next year. Dr. Aaron Judkins, biblical archaeologist, gave a report on his involvement in the excavations of Qumran Cave 12, a couple of years, designated Dead Sea Scroll Cave. Dr. Doug Hamp gave a very eye-opening presentation on possible traits of the Antichrist and what that might look like in terms of available technologies and advances like cybernetics and quantum technology. Dr. Greg Reed gave us a glimpse into the world of the demonic and the problem that poses for America and our society. Dr. Michael Heiser, noted biblical scholar, also gave a presentation on the Sea Peoples and their connection with the tribes of the ancient Levant about the time of the conquest. This was in the wake of the downfall of the Aegean hegemony, so to speak. And yours truly gave a presentation on Jesus' choice of words for the church at Caesarea Philippi, which is ecclesia, or the assembly. And again, many of you who follow these subjects and this work know the importance of the Mount Hermon region and Peneus, Caesarea Philippi, which is right at the foot of Mount Hermon. We are making a DVD of the conference this year. It'll probably be a 3 or 4 disc set. My good friend Mr. Joe Grimes of San Angelo is in the process of editing that right now, so we'll keep you apprised on pricing and where you can pick up a copy of that. I'd also like to talk a little bit about the programs that I'm interested in doing for this channel. In addition to the Beyond Report, the first one is something called Sunday School X, which is the vibe that I'm going for is Sunday School meets the X-Files. And about a month ago, I was on a show. Somebody tweeted in if I'd posted any Sunday sermons or Bible teachings, and I never thought about doing that. And I thought this would be a great answer to that, so I'm going to try and make that a weekly thing and post those every Sunday. Another show that I'm planning is Antiquity X, which, again, as the name suggests, deals with ancient mysteries and some of the controversial questions of antiquity, some of the supernatural questions about antiquity. And I'll deal with a question every episode, things like, was there really a Trojan War, and can myth be historical? These would be some of the things that I'll flesh out in those programs. And the other one I wanted to talk about is Quick Classics. Quick Classics was a episodic series that I did on Facebook, in which I would post brief lists of historical information about the Greek, the Roman, or the Eastern Mediterranean worlds, which includes the biblical world. And so occasionally it would be very digestible, very absorbable sorts of things, just little lists like the Roman kings and the Olympian gods and the names of the tribes of giants in the Levant, that sort of thing. In that spirit, using the same sort of philosophy, I'll deliver short 10 or 15 minute lectures that are easily digestible. The first round will be on the history of ancient Rome, and actually will be a preparation for a live streaming event that I'll be doing later this month, which I've entitled Roma X, and it will deal with the history of Rome and the paranormal. It will be a ticketed event, and probably about $10 just to cover, production costs and that sort of thing. And I'll put up a link and a page and a Facebook page where you can go to that, get tickets and information, that sort of thing, within the next few days. The apprenticeship that the Institute offers is a round of classes on biblical anthropology, and it's a 12 module set that's going for $200. Now it's normally $350, but I'm going to end the $200 sale also at the end of September. You can also try individual classes for $35 if you don't want to just jump into the entire apprenticeship program. The Nephilim Dossier, my recent book, is also available through my websites and lulu.com, and it is the limited edition red cover Nephilim Dossier. Those I'm going to discontinue at the end of September as well, and so if you want to get a copy of the Nephilim Dossier red cover edition, you'll want to do that in the near future. Again, I'm very excited about presenting a lot of this material to you on this channel through a number of different programs, and it'll be ever expanding, ever developing. Production company will get better the better I get at editing and some of the finer elements of production. As always, you can visit burtonbeyond.com and the Institute website, tioba.org, to find out what's going on. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I can be reached at professorburton@yahoo.com. And to kick things off, I would appreciate a like and subscribe to the channel so you can keep up with all the goings on at Burton Beyond and the Institute of Biblical Anthropology. Well, without further ado, God bless and Godspeed.